fellas, this is Vince Miller. Thanks so much for joining me for this devotional. We are in Proverbs chapter 9. I'm going to read verses 7 through 9. Here's what Solomon says. He says, "Whoever corrects a scoffer gets himself abuse, and he who reproves a wicked man incurs injury. Do not reprove a scoffer, or he's going to hate you. Reprove a wise man, and he will love you. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will still be wiser. Teach a righteous man, and he will increase in his learning." Now, Solomon infers here that there are two types of men. Type 1 is the man who can't be corrected. Type 2 is the man who can be corrected. And type 1, he despises you and sees you as the enemy. Type 2 loves you and perceives you to be a friend. And thus, each man has two different responses. One increases in wisdom, and the other injures and is abusive to you. Now, of course, I think we'd all love to be known as the one who can actually receive correction. But none of us always receives it perfectly. Maybe this is because we don't always agree with the correction that's being delivered, or we don't always like the correction that's being delivered, or 3, we don't always like the person delivering the correction. And these are 3 big reasons why we don't. And as soon as we focus on these 3 things, we get caught in the conundrum of the type 1 man. We move our focus from what needs to change in us to what needs to change in others. And if we feel cornered in this moment by this conundrum, we will fight our way out until we have injured them in the same way that they have injured us. True? Absolutely true. But the type 2 man, the man who can be corrected, he handles these moments entirely differently. He pauses in correction to look first at himself. And then he searches for the truth in what others say and finds ways to adapt and change and grow. That's what he does. And rather than be on the offensive with others, he's on the offensive with the sin that lies in his heart. He handles that first. And men who learn how to do this become very wise and accelerate their learning in this life. So fellas, be that type of man. Pretty simple devotional today. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, share it with someone you know. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.